All right, how's it going, guys? I am part of a collaboration. It is called the Mac and Cheese Cook-Off Collaboration, and this was started by Lisa over at Sutton's Days. I'll leave her link up above. You guys can go check out her channel, but she's invited quite a few other YouTubers to make their favorite mac and cheese recipe. So since Matt and I don't necessarily eat that way anymore, I decided to go ahead and do a healthier version of mac and cheese. Kind of old, it's still kind of old school. I'm still gonna bake it, but we're gonna use cauliflower instead of pasta. So I'm going to get you out of my cabinet and spin you around, and I'm gonna show you how I now make mac and cheese. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is clean up my cauliflower. So I have 3 heads here. I've got 5 people in my family, and of course then I've got a husband and a 16-year-old son who will eat leftovers. So I'm going to make a nice big batch of this. We're not going to be using the stems. We're just going to be using the flower part. And as you see on this one is an orange cauliflower that they had up at my farmer's market. So I've never seen one of these, and I'm excited to try it. So I'm going to go ahead and get a knife here, and I am just going to go ahead and cut off the bottoms. And I'm not going to worry about really cleaning this off until I get it all broken apart. And then we're going to put it in the strainer and wash this off really well. So I am going to be breaking all of this off of here. And this part, as they're called, the bones, we're not going to be using that part. Okay, so now that my cauliflower is nice and washed, I'm going to go ahead and add it right into a bowl. I'm going to grab some olive oil and add some olive oil, and then we're going to go ahead and toss this around with a wooden spoon here. And you can go ahead and add salt and pepper if you want to this. I'm really watching how much salt we eat, so I won't be adding salt or pepper to mine. I'm just going to add just a little bit of olive oil, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put this on a cookie sheet, roasting pan, whatever you have, and I'm going to roast this in a 400-degree oven for about 20-25 minutes. I'll take a look at it in 20 minutes and I'll see if I want to let it cook any longer. I'm looking for it to be kind of golden brown, you know, not burnt, but I definitely want a roasted flavor to this. So I'm going to throw this in my oven and I'll be back when I bring it out. All right, so while our cauliflower is roasting, I'm going to go ahead and make the cheese sauce, so that when that comes out of the oven, we can go ahead and just throw it right in. So since I'm doing a big batch of cauliflower, not only for dinner, but for lunches for tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit more than I would for, say, a pound of pasta. I have roughly about equivalent, I would guess, around 2 pounds of pasta. So what I'm going to be adding is a whole stick of butter. I'm going to go ahead and let that melt, and I've got this over medium heat. Okay, and then once our butter is nice and melted, I'm going to be adding 8 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And you just want to cook the flour about 30 seconds until it's nice and nutty. You'll smell it. It'll smell incredible. You definitely want to cook your flour though. You definitely don't want it raw. And this will take anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes, depending on what pot and what heat you're using. Okay, once it smells nice and nutty, I'm gonna go ahead and add, you're gonna add about, if you're doing my recipe, you're gonna add probably roughly 5 cups, give or take. I don't measure. For a pound of pasta, it would be 5 tablespoons butter, 5 tablespoons of flour, and 4 cups of milk. Whole milk. You want to use whole milk for this. You want the fat. It just makes it creamier. And then you're just going to keep adding milk until you get a nice consistency where you don't want it runny, you want it nice and thick, because this is going to be our cheese sauce. So we're kind of looking for cheese sauce without the cheese right now. So for this recipe, this size, we're going to be adding probably about 5 cups, 5.5 maybe. So then once you get this to a boil and it's thickened up beautifully, we are going to, now you can add salt and pepper to this and leave it alone. I'm going to doctor this up a little bit more than that. I am going to add some black pepper. I am going to add some sea salt. I'm going to add some granulated garlic to that. I'm also going to add some dehydrated chives to this, as well as some freeze-dried green chili peppers. Now, you could use jalapeno. You could eliminate this altogether. You don't have to add anything if you don't want to. But I'm going to kick this up just a little bit. And then, once you get all of those flavors in there, that's when I add my cheese. Now you can add, of course, cheddar, but tonight we're going to go with Colby Jack. So I'm going to add Colby Jack in here, and that is 3 cups. Of shredded cheese. You can shred your own if you prefer that. And that right there, my friends, is our cheese sauce. Now, our, I'm gonna turn this off the heat. Our cauliflower has been baking for 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out now of the oven. We've got, it's nice and toasted. You'll see that it's got a little bit of char on it. So we'll see if I end up using all of this. Of course, if I don't, then we will just save it for tomorrow night's dinner as a side dish. I'll go ahead and put as much of this in here as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab a spatula here so we can get it blended in there. We should be able to use all this. Now, every head of cauliflower will be different, so you might have to adjust your recipe and just tweak it here and there every time you make this, but it's honestly not a big deal, and you'll get used to how much you can kind of eyeball it. After a while, you can kind of eyeball it. I have talked about before, you know, everything in moderation, and you don't have to give up the things that you love to eat. I don't give up anything. I just modify it now. So you can definitely still have mac and cheese. You can make it a little bit healthier and just have a smaller amount, so you don't ever feel deprived of anything, because you're definitely, you know, you're definitely partaking and you're enjoying it, just in a different way. At least that's what works for me. So that is how I've been able to lose 40 pounds, and I'm still going. in the past 5 months and not feel like I don't need a cheat day, you guys. I don't feel like I ever need like a day or a weekend to cheat. In fact, I find when you have that mindset, you just set yourself up for failure, at least for me. Many times that cheat day can just send all of your hard work that you've been doing all week into the toilet, if you will, and kind of null and void everything that you did. And also just having a cheat day gives you that mindset that you're on a diet, and this definitely isn't a diet for us. It's just a different way of eating and being and caring for ourselves. So and never feeling deprived, which I think is big. So there you have it. There is our mac and cheese, cauliflower style. Now I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to bake this. I am baking some chicken breast to go with this, just to have a protein. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm doing that for my family. Totally up to you. This is an entire dish on its own if you want it to be. So you can go ahead and spread some extra cheese on top, which I think is what I will do. I'm just going to spread a little bit of cheese on the top here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sprinkle just lightly a little bit of sweet paprika on the top. And this will just give it a really pretty color and a nice little flavor on the topping. You can go ahead and add breadcrumbs if you wanted to. I'm going to forego that. But you know, this is your this is your mac and cheese. You can do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. So I'm going to get this in the oven and I will bring you back when I pull it out. And then hopefully my husband will be home by then and we can have Matt give this a taste test for you guys. And yeah. All right, in the oven it goes. Okay, you guys, there it is, straight out of the oven. And now I'm just going to let this sit and set up and wait for Matt to come home. And as Mina sings to me. Alright, so Matt is home. And he is going to try the cauliflower mac and cheese.
Excited. We wash the hands, the kids, I gotta lick my fingers.
All right, there might be some weird lighting. That's because I have my grow lights on my herbs up there, so it kind of gives a kind of a funny glow. But Matt is going to taste test it for you. Give his honest review.
Get a little bit of this crispy cheese topping. Especially the topping.
I know. The family fights over the crispy cheese topping.
I want the crispy cheese.
Now that does have some chili peppers in there. Some green peppers.
It's just got a little red to it.
Yeah, a little paprika.
This is fantastic.
You can eat mac and cheese without all the guilt.
Screw mac and cheese. I want cauliflower. Cauliflower mac. Mac and cauliflower.
Alright, so this gets a thumbs up from you, Maddie.
Fantastic.
Alright, good.
Great sauce, really creamy. I mean, nice and buttery and flavorful. And the mac or the cauliflower is you roasted it, right?
Oh yeah, roasted it first, yeah.
It's really good. It's still got like, it's still firm, but it's nice and chewy.
Nice.
It's not underdone. It's not mushy.
Thanks, Matt.
I need more.
You can bring that
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go over and view all of the other entries to the mac and cheese challenge collab. This was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you guys give this a try. If you do, comment down below. Let me know how you guys ended up liking it. Just another version, just another way of doing it. So, all right, guys, I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.